Hi everybody, it's Doreen and happy Valentine's Day. Today we're going to go ahead and make this card that I made for my husband for Valentine's Day. It is called a Z-fold card. And I have a pair of lips to represent a kiss. And I used the wobbles again. So come join me and let's get started and I'll show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so let's get started and bring up the supplies. Now, I'm sure there's been lots of YouTube videos out there on how to do a Z-fold card. And I actually got the idea to make the Valentine's Day Z-fold card from Heather, whose YouTube channel is Green Scrapping Machine. So I'm going to go ahead and give out the measurements. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your card or your paper. And this paper is from a paper pack that I picked up when I first got my Cricut machine. And it measures 4 1/4 by 11. And then what I did was I took that and scored that in half on the 11-inch side and made it 5 1/2 like so. And then I scored it back on itself to make it 2 3/4 inches. And you want to make sure that you score this really well, because what you want to do is when you hold it up, it becomes like a Z-fold. So now let's go ahead and add our layers. My first layer is some black cardstock, and it measures 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down right there. So then we'll take our ATG gun and run it along the edges so we can add it to the card. And as in previous videos, I always go along the edge and then down the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. And I want to get this so we have just a little bit of the red card edge showing. And then I just go ahead and take my finger and run it along there. And I do have some of the tape on the edges, so I'm going to take my adhesive remover tool. And this tool is by EK Success. And I picked this up at one of my local scrapbooking stores. And I heard about this tool from Pam, whose YouTube channel is Pocono Pam. If you can't find it at your local scrapbooking store, I have not seen this at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby. You can do a search in Google, and there's plenty of places online that do sell this tool. So now that I've gotten all that up, let's go ahead and lay the next layer down. And this is some paper that I got at Target in the dollar spot. And this piece of paper measures 5 inches by 3 3/4. So that'll be the next layer to lay down. So let's go ahead and take our ATG gum again and tape our edges. And then tape down the middle. And then we're going to go ahead and lay that down as well. And line it up so that you just have a faint edge of your black layer showing. And then I run along my edges. And then I'm going to take and pull up any tape that is showing on my edges using the adhesive remover tool. Okay, so now that we have that layer on, I'm going to go ahead and put my top layer on this part of my card. Now, what I did was I took and I cut a piece of cardstock, and this cardstock measures 2 1/2 by 4 inches. And then I took a stamp that I picked up in the dollar spot at Michael's, And let me get that stamp. Okay, the stamp looks like this, and it says it's a Craft Smart stamp, but it's actually, I got it in the dollar bin at Michael's. And what I did with the stamp was I took some of my clear Emboss It ink and put it on my stamp, and then I just went ahead and stamped the hearts all the way down. And then once I did that, I took some of my red tinsel glitter, and I picked this up at a rubber stamp show many years ago. And with embossing powder, it lasts quite a long time because you just spread it out and then you just recycle it back into whatever container. So that's a good thing. And then I took my heat gun and I heat set it. So it ended up looking like this. And I really like that glitter. So now I'm going to go ahead and tape this down to this front half of my card. And once again, I'm going to use my ATG gun to do that. And as I said before, this measures 2.5 inches by 4. So let's go ahead and put our tape along the edges and then in the middle. And then I'm going to open this out and go ahead and lay this down. I find that I can lay it down better when I fold it all the way out. Okay, so now I'm going to run along the edges and down there in the middle. And then, there we are. We have the top layer on this half of the card. So now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and add my other layers to put along here. So now, I've cut a square using some more of that red cardstock that I got from the paper pack that I picked up a while ago when I got my Cricut. Now this square piece measures 3 by 3, and then I'm going to take some more of the paper that I picked up from the dollar spot at Target, and this piece measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to go ahead and lay that down along here. So let me go ahead and tape this real quick. And I think for this I'm just going to use my Tombow adhesive. I don't always, when I'm taping, using the tape for the bigger pieces, I use the ATG gun. But when doing it with the small pieces, I use the Tombow adhesive. So I'm going to lay this down like so. And run my fingers along the edge. And I think I'm probably going to have them going that way because I want my hearts going in the same direction. So now let's go ahead and work with adding the lips that I have on the card. Now what I did to cut out the lips was I used the Cricut or the tie the knot cartridge. And the lips are on page 53, and they're right here. So you're going to hit your, if you're using your Gypsy, it is key number 30. So you're going to hit your shift key because the lips are up here. Anything that is below here, that's your main key. Anything above is you're going to hit the shift key on the Gypsy. And then I cut out the blackout shadow, so it ends up looking, it's key number 30 as I said. So, and it looks like this. Okay, so now if you're doing this, oh, I didn't say what I cut this out at. I cut this out at 2 inches. So now if you're doing this on your Cricut, you're just going to hit the shift key and your icon key for a blackout shadow, and then you'll find the lips on your layout, And on your layout, that would be this one right here. And here is your shift key. And then here's your blackout shadow. So then you would get the lips. So I cut them one out in that feature at 2 inches. And then I also cut out the actual kiss. It's called kiss. I'm calling it the lips. And I cut that out at 2 inches as well. So now what I want to do is I'm going to, before I put the wobble on, and the wobble looks like this, and I've done a previous video where I've shown what the wobble looks like. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put the wobble on first before I adhere this to the card. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way this works is, as I had said before, you're going to peel off and stick, it says peel and stick base to the pot, or to the pad, I'm sorry. So we're going to go ahead and peel this off. Like so. And it's not that difficult to pull it off. It's just as I said before, I have broken a lot of my nails because it's been so dry and cold here that a lot of my nails have come off. So I have a hard time grabbing things. So I'm going to put that on the base. And I kind of want it up here because I also have my greeting that I want to be able to put on. So I'm going to put the bottom of the base right there. And then my lips are right there. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off the top. And I probably am going to use the pokey tool. That might help me since my nails are so low. But this just peels right off. There we go. And then I'm just going to add the lips on top. Like that. So there. There they are. Okay. So now we can, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my greeting, which says Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm just going to pop this up just a little bit, not much. So I'm going to add just one foam dot on each end. And I think I'll put one in the middle too. So we'll go ahead and peel the paper off of those. And just add that right there. So now we've got our kiss or lips with Happy Valentine's Day. So let's go ahead and add it to the card. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this on your tape only on half. So I first want to line it up to make sure I've got, just to see where I want it to be. And I think I want it right there. So I'm going to know that I only put the tape on this half. So let's flip that over. And I think I'm going to use the Tombow for this. And I'm flipping it back because I got to make sure I'm putting the tape on the right side. And I think I probably should have added the tape first before I put the wobble on and the greeting, because they're kind of like popping up as I'm trying to add the tape. But that's okay. We can still get it on there. Maybe I'll go just a little bit more over, because you kind of want to put it halfway on there. So now we're going to lay that down right there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I cut out, well, I'm sorry, I stamped this little saying that says hugs and kisses. And this is from a stamp set that was called Romance that I picked up from Joann Fabrics. It's actually by Fiskars. And I stamped it out using some black tuxedo ink by Memento. And then after I stamped it out, I took my 1-inch circle punch and punched it out. And then I took my Tim Holtz Fire Brick Red Distress ink and just distressed the edges. So, and then I've got this popped up on one thickness of foam or foam tape. And I just want to put that right in the corner there. So there you have it. There is my Valentine's Day card for my husband. I just love doing that. I really love those wobbles. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye. Sorry, everybody. I'm back just in case I'm asked or someone leaves me a comment as to where I purchased the wobbles. I purchased them online at Action Wobble. That's ACTION wobble, WOBBLE.com. And they were 30 in a pack, and I'm sorry, I don't remember how much they were, but they were worth it. Okay, that's it for today. Bye, everybody.